won't be easy, but Splyce, at the moment, their form has not been fantastic, Guy, and going into this one now, let's see who can get the initial break. It does seem as if it's going to be Splyce. Jed picking up 2. The second one really shouldn't have got that one at all.
They really shouldn't have. You see in this one, Splyce with the early kills coming out, and they're going to be locked in ventilation room with a good setup as well. But the pinch coming in from the side, it's Mad Cat, and he finds a double. And Wee Man and Moose, they looking to break through and get a double of their own and lock this one down. Wee Man finds another one. I'm just tell you right now, I'm going to love seeing Wee Man this entire series. Just cause, you know.
He's had a pretty good start. And I had a quick word with Moose yesterday. We were talking about, you know, where their strengths lie. And they say Valk is one of the better maps on S&D and on Hardpoint. So they really want to come out with a win here. But they feel like their S&D is their strongest weapon. If they can, they said, if they can try and get a Hardpoint, they feel pretty good on CTF. They feel really good on S&D. So basically it comes down to try and win your Hardpoints, and you can maybe win some series against some of the big teams here.
Josh was the player who replaced Tommy when Splyce made their team changes early on this year. Splyce's success has been so since, but Josh in that one finding a few key kills, and King Jerry finds 2 of his own. But in this one, his kills actually being traded off back and forth. Mad Cat, he's at 6-3 so far. On the flip side, the only person who's kind of positive on Team Sween is going to be Moose, but that's going to be even 4-4 on that one. With the pressure coming in, top side of the map, Splyce working together, breaking through, putting some points on the board, looking to get a good lead. But here comes Moose charging through with Petey. They find all 4 kills, but the spawn from Splyce is going to be a close one, and they're going to start contesting right away. That's
a super nice break by Team Sween, who just seemed to give it up. But, you know, I mean, they pushed in, they broke where they needed to. It seems as if Team Sween have rotated very early.
I think that was a good play to give it up.
Yeah, I think so. When you go from storage to office, it's such a big point in this map. You know, when you want to move around, you can get a lot of points if you can get it set up here early at storage. If they can do that, they can pick up some big points. But something I want to talk about really was that a little bit of a change of roles on Splyce, which was questioned by a few people, myself included. Josh now, not on this map necessarily, we tend to see a lot more subs, but Josh is now the main AR instead of Mad Cat. Mad Cat has been a victim of his own success because he's so good in every single position, they tend to switch him around where they need to. They know he's going to fit in these positions as an SMG. Josh feels like he can perform better with that bar in his hands. Right now, we don't see that, though. He's using an SMG typically for Valk.
So would that technically kind of move Mad Cat over towards that flex role in a sense?
Full SMG for Mad Cat.
Interesting. Because, well, at that point, I would say, hey, you know, just put, if Mad Cat, it's always good to have a player that's that versatile on your squad. So at that point, just make sure all the other players are in positions in which they're super comfortable with, especially going into this event, because it's all about your team's confidence, right? I don't care how well you're shooting. I don't care if, you know, you're shooting in ranked beaming kids or how well you're shooting in scrims. If the mentality of your team is not right, coming in an event of this magnitude, with this much pressure, you will get ran over.
Yeah, and I think the question mark isn't on Mad Cat. Nobody is going to question that. He'll be a fantastic SMG. For me, he's been the most consistent player on this team all year long. We say that. Benjamin Bance picks up 4. It's sensational. Splyce have a strong lead already, and it's an absolute clinic from Bance.
Oh, you gonna double up on streaks on us like that, Bance, for your first match of the tournament? And he adds 2 more on the board, folks. It's an 11 streak from Bance, 15-3. He's looking to use up all these streaks, and you're going to see 30 seconds left on this office hill. The spawns are going to be over towards the smoke stack side of the map. And Team Sween is like, all right, we're just not going to contest this one. Just back up. They got us kind of locked in. Just put yourselves in some key positions. But I think in Bance this one, I kind of want to watch him because it's going to be his show. No matter, even on his rotations, because he's going to have to die soon. He also has 2 streaks to work with, but he's staying alive. He's going to have to end up using his glide bomb soon. 200 points away from overlapping. And yeah, he's going to say, let me go for it now. Get some position and get some intel. He's going to see where PD is. Knows Weedman is going to be towards that front door, but he gets the call-outs towards his team.
Sensational start from Bats. And you know, he's been one of these players where there's been so many question marks around him as he's putting up his Nelly's 14th kill on the board here. There's been question marks around Bance all year. You know, we've seen last year, he was one of the standout players in Europe all year long. And he struggled this year. It really has. The conversion to boots on the ground maybe has not been fantastic for him, but we're seeing a bit more of that now. That was a very good start for him. If he can get some confidence running through his body, then, you know, this guy can cause problems for anybody. Right now, they're causing a lot of problems for Team Sween. 185-43. This is a clinic right now from Splyce.
15 kills in a row for Bance, folks. That's how he starts off his COD Champs debut. And if you're a Splyce fan, you love to see it in this one. This next hill rotation, we're about to go into our second set of hills. About to go back towards Ventilation Room, and Splyce with a comfortable, nice, sizable lead in their favor. And they're going to break in together. Bands finds another one. That's going to be 3 down. And Splyce, their intensity, I can feel it all the way over here.
Yeah, they just coordinate that so well. It's like push one side, push another, and they just make sure they get the kills. They trade where they need to. Splyce literally haven't put a foot wrong. They have not put a foot wrong so far. They are picking up every single point they can. I mean, look, it could be over in the next Hardpoint. Team Sween only have 50 points right now.
Yeah, they really are. And that's just, you got to look at it. You got to look towards the hill time and just to get some players rolling. Moose and Petey, probably the 2 more veterans on this team who's been in the most pressure situations. These guys, they're still positive for Moose, but, they got the most kills, but they're still getting, outslayed, but just trying to win as many engagements as possible. But you look at the score, and as a unit, you just got to be devastated early on. We don't usually see comebacks like this, especially of this magnitude. And Splyce is just looking to get off to a hot start, and that's exactly what they're doing.
And they're getting loud as well. We're quite close to the Bravo station, and all we can hear is Splyce noise, and rightfully so. They have been somewhat dominant throughout this game. We're going to operations, and very well may end up ending here. Josh with the SMG in his hands doesn't pick up the 3rd, but Splyce, an exemplary performance on Valkyrie so far. 20 points away from closing this one out, Guy.
Yes, they are. And once again, it's Bands who has just been putting on a clinic. The entire team positive on the Splyce side, the entire team negative on the Team Sween side. And this is, I believe, this isn't their hardest matchup in their pool, because E United is leading atop of the pool. But Team Sween knows that if there's any matchup they need, it's definitely have to be this one. But folks, Splyce, they take it 250-62 in map number 1.
Here it is.
And get off to a hot start at the CWL champs.
4th from under PD there from Banson. What a start from Splyce. That first rotation, they were, I think it was like 190-45 or something already. Yeah. So, I mean, they literally just had to close it out from bunker to operations. So, really good stuff from them. I mean, for me, what they did so well, to be honest with you, I was just talking, chatting about the players, talking about the team, and I looked at the score and I was like, oh my God, Banson's got 12 kills in a row. How is this? And it was it was over from that point. They just outslayed them. They broke them when they needed to. We seen Sween had a really early rotation round to the office and storage side of the map, and they rotated there and they just got broke instantly. Splyce just had the firepower every time.
Now, I can kind of feel the intensity of Splyce from all the way over by our casting station. And Bands, he was a star of that first map, coming out firing off 15 straight kills. But you know a lot of the history between in the European region. Now, does the players between both these teams have any history? Maybe Moose or Petey with some of the current members of the Splyce roster? Any grudge match here?
Nothing in particular. These guys all have probably teamed together at some point. Well, they definitely have all teamed together at some point down the line, and there's a couple of friendships there, if anything. But we've seen Moose was he wasn't talking smack last night, but he's posting out pictures of Mad Cat in bad situations, if you want to say. I think it was a video from like Ghosts where Mad Cat was playing volleyball, and the volleyball hit him in the face, and he posted the picture, and Dylan was like, "It is over for you tomorrow," and rightfully so. They just put them to sleep there on Valkyrie. So I don't know why they've given the fire, to be honest with you.
I was just about to say that when you're coming in a pool, especially in a difficult position,
let's just make them angry.
You do not want to stack that weight on your shoulders any more than what it already is, because this is a tough pool for them. Because and also another team that we didn't talk about enough, but you can't sleep on EZG either, because that's a very, very talented roster, and going up against Splyce or this Team Sween, they got good chances of coming out, and especially if you consider kind of Splyce's performance towards the end of stage 2. But after that last map, it looks like they've made some improvements, but it is just Team Sween they're playing against.
Yeah, and I think this is the fight for second, I would say, potentially. You need to see Splyce dropping in a game here for EZG or Team Sween to feel confident. E United, for me, I have no doubt in my mind they finished top of this group. I think, for me, I know moving away from the group slightly, but E United are one of my dark horses, if you like, to win the event. They're one of the teams that definitely has potential. So for me, I think we've seen their rise throughout the year as being very, very strong, and they just seem to be getting better. So for me, United are clear cut above everybody else in this pool, but it was just a case to see who comes up second. But Splyce really should do it, and based off the evidence we just seen in that first map, I'm feeling pretty confident about that. Just Hardpoint, but for now, it's looked pretty good. Let's see how they do, though, because S&D has been one of their big struggles throughout this year, and we know that Team Sween like it.
And speaking of S&D, we're going to be starting this one off with London Dock Search and Destroy. After that, it's going to be Arden Forest, Capture the Flag, Gibraltar Hardpoint. If we go to the distance, USS Texas, Search and Destroy. So the same first 3 maps that we saw in the previous series. But this one, London Docks, we'll see what both these teams, how they want to approach this one. If anything, Team Sween is going to have to take this S&D.
Yeah.
This is going to be their best opportunity because especially the performance that we saw in the respawn coming out of Splyce, and with those guys heating up, you're going to have to, bring out your best strats, everything that you've been working on, everything that you've been practicing on. Even the secret strats on the back page, you got to bring them out now and take some. You're going to have to take some chances early on in this S&D because mainly you don't want to get too far in a hole where you're not comfortable trying new things.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, so take your early shots. Any kind of trick plays you got in your back pocket, take them off early on.
Yeah, you don't want to have to try something new to get back into the game, do you? It's a case of, you want to try it when you're in a comfortable position. Yeah, I get that. I'm just interested to see what happens because, as said, Splyce is... This was the thing. We were speaking to Marky B, who's the coach of Splyce, yesterday, and they were talking about a role change, and they did the role change, putting Josh as the main AR, which obviously you don't see that on Valkyrie, as we typically do see more subs than anything. But we've got Josh changing that role, but their main issue is being S&D, where roles aren't really as prevalent, obviously, as you see in Hardpoint.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing. We were like, well, why have you done it? Because you're not really... Hardpoint hasn't been your biggest struggle all yet. Obviously, it worked out for them very nicely in that game, but let's see what you can do about your Search and Destroy, do about your CTF. That's where the problems have lain, and so, that role change isn't really going to affect.
So I was saying those type of situations, that kind of comes down. Of course, it's a inner team issue because for us as casters and talent and analysts, we look at the stats and it's like, oh, okay, well, based off the numbers, this isn't your issue. But for Splyce, they could just say, maybe this is a confidence issue in Josh, and where he just, hey, I really want to be main AR. I want to go out, and I'm going to feel comfortable in these positions. I want to rotate a little bit. And if that's going to make him play at his best, and you have such a versatile teammate such as Mad Cat, and you're able to do things like that, then by all means, it may not make sense to us at first, but Splyce, after that map number 1, it looks like they're showing us why the moves were made.
Yeah, let's see, because I want to point out, it's only against teams. I want to see it when they play against the United. I want to see it on the maps where ARs are so prevalent, your Ardennes, things like that. That's when the test is truly going to come to see whether Josh can really do the business with that AR. And I think they've given him it because I think he can probably accept to himself that in terms of raw gun skill talent, he's probably one of the weaker players on the team. And that's no bad thing to say about. You've got Bansterd and Mad Cat next to you. So that's one of the things where it can just happen. But the bar tends to be one of those guns where it is probably one of the easier ones to use. It's very powerful in this current meta, so giving it into Josh's hands is probably going to help him. Whereas we know Mad Cat can hang with the best doing the SMG role because we know how versatile he can be. So I understand the mix-up in that respect, but it's just a case of you do it very late on in the year. We don't feel like Hardpoint's your biggest issue. This is where you're addressing the issue a little bit. We'll see how they do throughout the tournament, but for me, it still remains a question mark over it.
Yeah, it definitely does. Now, let's kind of move directions over a little bit towards the Team Sween side, because I want to know who's going to have to step it up for this Search and Destroy. Now, I guess you step it up is implying that it's a player who doesn't perform well and he needs to rise to the occasion, but also who needs to step it up and who is the guy that you can rely on?
I think you can always rely on Moose to be pretty just have an average game over time. He's not one of these players who... not so much this year where I've seen him play. He's never really had terrible games. He's never really had a brilliant game. He's sort of one of these consistent performers. But I really want to look at Quicker. Quicker's one of these guys that has underperformed for this team. He has caused problems with this team. When I was watching the LCQ, I'm in a chat with all the other pros that are sitting at home or former pros, and they're saying, Quicker is costing this team from time to time. They got through by the skin of their teeth. Last map, I believe it was against Imperial, which is like Nile, Delio, players like that. So really tight game there. And Quicker had a really bad performance. In S&D in particular, he really didn't look great. I think he went, last map? I think he was... I don't want to recall the exact number, but he wasn't playing brilliantly, and they still won somehow. So if he can step it up, they can cause some problems here. S&D, they said, definitely their best game mode. Let's see if they can cause some problems here.
Interesting. Something.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be restarting this.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably going to be a restart just based off just the players' movements and rotations because it's happening on both ends. So we're going to return to the game on this one. We're going to end up coming back to us as well. Whatever the issue is, we'll find it out. But most importantly, that game will restart very, very soon in that one. So we saw from even just the opening initial, we got players all in this venue. They're hyped. they're bringing the intensity, they're bringing the energy, and you know, so I kind of hear it sometimes in my mic, and it's actually kind of funny. But that's how you got to start off champs. You can't start champs very lackluster and like, oh, okay, all right, let's go, let's start to warm up. No, you have to come out at 100 and just try to hope that you make it to 150 by the time Sunday comes.
And I think the thing is here is that it's such a close environment. You're like literally like, I mean, obviously you got the main stage with that station. So everyone's so close to each other.
Very strategically set up.
Yeah, and I think that it brings you back to those local LAN setups. You know, you used to play with banks of stations next to each other in a small venue, and it is like that. It's an intense atmosphere. It's like, I mean, typically throughout the years we've seen champs being all at the stadium, but this group stage this time, a little bit more of an intense, smaller environment to see if they can bring that then to the main stage on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well, which, by the way, I can't wait for.
It's going to be so fun.
Man, but the group stages are going to be interesting.
It really is. And all you got to do, folks, for anybody at home who doesn't know how the format works, we have 8 groups, and in each group we have 4 teams, the 32 best teams in the world. So all your team really, if your team wins 3 games, you 100% make it through towards the championship bracket. But if you win 2, you may have, you still have a good chance of making it out. It's just you need to hope that no team really just does not win a game at all in your group, because then at that point you kind of come down to some tie situations. But you win 3, you can guarantee yourself progression. But the top 2 teams in each group will move forward towards our championship bracket and move to Nationwide Arena.
And something to note as well, even if you don't make it through to the championship bracket on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if you finish 3rd in your group, it's still more prize money. So, these guys are still fighting for a lot here. Everyone's guaranteed at least 10 grand per team. So, I mean, that could be worse than, these guys are still here playing for everything. All these teams want to win it.
Question, does all these positions have money throughout the top 32?
Yeah, that's
okay. All right. Everybody already paid, folks, all right? We're just working for extra money.
After party on Sunday, I ain't paying for a drink. There's no way.
No way.
All these boys are.
No way. But in this one, it's 10 grand minimum for last place, by the way, which is a lot of money. So that just shows how important it is to make it towards, make it 2 champs, folks. But in this one, it's still a 4v4 situation. Now we're going to have Moose try to find a kill. Actually, I take it back, 3v3 situation. And now they're going to look for one more. Bands get one, trying to get them.
No, Bant's now looking to try and clean up on Weeman. The trade should surely come in. It does. Unfortunately, we don't have the kill feed on that one. Hopefully, we can get that changed.
Yeah.
But Bant's win that round. It was really nicely set up by Splyce, actually. I liked it. They just set up a pinch. It was a 3v3, and they just moved in very, very well and traded out where they need to. I think PD got caught with his pants down a little bit towards the dock side next to boxes. That was unfortunate. He's got a sniper in his hands in that position. You want to be getting him out of the action. Just get him away from it so you can try and watch over, try and prevent picks like that happening. Either way, Splyce win the first round fairly comfortably. Bant's picking up 2.
And getting that defuse as well. Bant's off to a hot start, folks. And, you love to see it if you're a Splyce fan, because he had a fantastic performance in the previous game as well. He has a lot of confidence, and they're going to give him bomb and try to approach this for a quick plant at the A site.
Yep.
Now, they are spread out in a 2-2 situation where they do have some people towards the B bomb site as well. Petey is in a position to make a big power play. He gets a kill, and those points do go in favor. And, Josh is going to have his 6. So he should get the plant, and that should get him closer to those streets. If not, give him the glide bomb.
It's going to be very close. Weeman all on his own. He has been tacked up by Josh as well. The shots go in. Don't think he'll be expecting Weeman to push, but they know exactly where he is now, and he's in a bad spot. Madcap baiting out. They want to give the kill. That's exactly what they're doing. Yep. Fantastic. Very smart. Very smart from Splyce. 3 players still left alive. They just jiggle around them, take their time. Bance is there. And this...
As soon as I saw Madcat hit the dirt, I just kind of knew. I was like, all right.
Weeman knows in that situation as well. He's like, right, okay, Bance doesn't challenge me. Somebody's close to streaks. He nearly actually kills Bance as well, which would have been not a disaster for Splyce, but everything you work towards is sort of being thrown away at that point. But either way, Bance will now get that glide bomb 4-0 from him as well, and that's going to cause problems for Team Sween. I said, Search and Destroy tends to be their biggest game where they can pick up some maps. Right now, though, Splyce making this look easy.
All right, PD is going to look for this cross, and Mad Cat could cross, but both these teams is going to, at least one of these teams is going to get a smoke out towards that lower dock street. Don't want to see anybody, doesn't want anyone to see him cross and get in position towards the docks, but it's actually Splyce. You take a look at your mini-map, they're not even going to contest him. Flank number 6. Does he get in a spot? No, Bands cannot get around. Team Sween was ready for that. That was Wee Man sitting all the way towards the back. waiting for that flank to come through. Bombs planted in favor of Team Sween. This is a must-win round for them. They don't want to get too far behind. At least the positive so far is Bance is off his streak, but he did obtain that glide bomb. 4v2 situation. They get the bait and switch action. Nobody goes down. They get a round on the board, ton.
And it was a really big kill on Abance because of the respect of, obviously, the score streak, but also of the position that he was in. If he picks up that kill on Weeman is nowhere near picking up those 3 kills that he does. I think it might have been on Weeman. Not 100% sure. Either way, Weeman holding down that flank, he's the one that just cutting that cross the whole time.
Correct.
Josh gets the shots onto him. He pushes mid, gets a shot onto somebody in the bomb site. They call that out. Weeman steps back out. Nobody watching him, and he's picking up easy kills. So good stuff from him. It was 3 kills that he picks up in that round. So good stuff from Weeman. Important kills as well. Team Sween are now on the board, and it looks as if Splyce are going to try B, which makes sense. You know, they've got that glide bomb. They want to extend this lead. PD getting a little bit aggressive there. Josh not able to catch him, but it does seem as if Team Sween have read this quite nicely as 3 members of their team around B.
They still have a... Oh, no, that can't happen. It can't happen. You got to be aware, but both those gunfights happen simultaneously. Oh, but the pressure comes through. So this actually works out. Moose and quicker. They're able to get some kills on the board. They know exactly where the bomb is down. Bance, can he go big with the glide in hand? If he can at least find one, that's what he needed. He finds the second. He can't get it. Team Sween ties it up 2-2. And just to kind of double back towards that engagement off the side, it was just smart plays by Splyce because they engaged in both gunfights simultaneously. Yep. And so even if one lost, that's why the other player was distracted towards the back end. And now Team Sween 2-2. Looking good so far.
2 rounds off the bounce, and 2 good runs as well. I mean, it looked bad for them as soon as Jerd picks up those 2 kills. You do sort of worry for them, but either way, they do pull it out the back 2 rounds in a row after Splyce's quick start. Let's see, can they continue this on now? Quicker, not doing too badly, and I said, you know, if he can play it well, then this team will definitely cause problems, and they're getting 2 rounds off the belt as well. Petey picks up kill into Mad Cat. It's a good kill to get. Weeman now patrolling in the middle of the map. Josh is playing with fire, but Petey does stick the grenade on him, and that makes things so much easier. Bance taking Petey off the bomb, though, and suddenly a 2 versus 3, but the bomb, either way, it does go down.
And they will be able to spot Bance as well. He gets tagged up a bit, just trying to work his life. All players stacked up, and I was going to say, maybe are they stacked up a little bit too much on his bomb site? They get the call out for Bance, and quicker. Wasn't that quick on the engagement lower docks, and he's going to kind of scurry out, but Jerd, power position. He can't get it, and Team Sween goes up 3-0, and I do believe that was 3 rounds in a row for Team Sween. And on the flip side, towards Splyce, it's Mad Cat. He's sitting at 0-4. He's going to have to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, poor game from Mad Cat so far, which is not something we're used to seeing. As I said, he tends to be one of the more consistent players, but right now, not working out too well for him. Either way, it's still a close game between these 2.
You said you wanted to see a good performance out of Quicker. He's on a 4 streak in these last few rounds, and so we'll see how he can perform in this one. It will be Team Sween on the defensive side. Bomb's going to be rotated. Oh, no. Oh, almost. The COD gods almost blessed Jerd.
I'm not quite sure. He must have just caught the edge of his shoulder there or something.
I want to say he's still connected with both, though. But he just got a hit marker on both of them.
I'm not sure. It looked very, very close either way, but
I think the odds of him getting a double hit marker from a collat is kind of slim.
Oh,
but quicker. He is on a 5 streak.
Yeah, he wins that, and Bance calls in the glide bomb and gets nothing from it. Everybody running Mountain on Team Sween. If they can get this round and close it out, it'll be fantastic for them, but Bance is going to catch Moose with his pants down. PD pushing from mid-map here, and quicker than he was in a bad spot here too. Jerd takes him down 2v3.
Overzealous is the word that I would use for Team Sween in that one a little bit. They just can't get it. And now in this one, Mad Cat does find that last shot, and he's gonna tie this one up 3-3.
Gets the final kill here onto the bomb site. Easy enough. It was a really well played round there by Splyce. They do invest the glide bomb. However, they do get the round for it, even though it didn't, pay too much of an advantage. Either way, they get a round back on the board after losing 3 in a row. Let's see if they can continue this one now.
They really do. You see Bance, he's at a good point. He's at 8-3. He's been getting the job done. Mad Cat did find 2 kills in that round. Stepped it up, which he needed to do. He's on a 2 streak. And so Splyce, we'll see if they can do it again. Petey's going to line up this angle, but looking at the mini-map, he may not find a pick off the cross, but more importantly, he secures that his teammate is able to get in on that dock side and get the bomb planted quicker, finds another kill on Bands. We know how hot he's been so far in this matchup, but Petey going to reposition himself, and I like it. You know, take a wide angle, take an unsuspecting angle, but as I say unsuspecting, Mad Cat, he's ready for it. Over the top with the arc, gonna go in the water, but it still puts some damage in. And they did throw the double nade, but just could not connect with both of them after the call out came. And Quicker finds Josh. Mad Cat goes down, all up to Jerd. 1v3 situation, but he does connect with Moose. Quicker off the right pressure, can't see him quick enough, and he will take him down. So, Team Sween, 4-3.
Good stuff from Quicker. Push him around here, just catching Jerd out. Easy enough kill for her to make. I don't think Jerd lands a bullet. Well done to Quicker, and well done to Team Sween. You know, they locked that bomb site down well. Pick up 2 quick kills, and suddenly the round is over. They lengthened it out. You know, they stayed alive as long as possible. That was what they did well there. And suddenly Splyce have to make a move. They're ready for it. It's another round to Team Sween, who 2 rounds away from taking this map, but still a very close one. Splyce within touching distance. Bance is having a great game, still 8-4. But Quicker, as said, if he can start performing, this team going to cause problems. 8-3 from him. So S&D's looking good for Team Sween.
Josh out that pre-fire is able to determine that there are no quick rushes coming through mid-map, so so nobody's going to be in those positions covering from statue, because you see the bomb is going to be stacked over there towards the main street side coming from that tunnel.
Right.
Bands is able to find a kill on Moose, so that opens up the door a little bit. Petey, will he find Bands? He's going to see that gun sticking out, and that's going to be a free kill. Quicker finds another one as well. He's on back-to-back 4 streaks, folks. And they're going to find the last 2 kills as well. Team Sween goes to match point. And I said that they need to have a good performance on this map the way that they got cooked in that respawn off the start of the series.
I think Splyce will be looking at this S&D and thinking, right, we need to finish this in the CTF and the Hardpoint. They do not want to be taken to last map now. There is no way. They need to make sure that if they do lose this map, that they try and close out these next 2, because right now, their respawn, it's looking so much better than Team Sween's, but Team Sween's S&D is looking just as strong, maybe, as Splyce's respawn. 5-3 now after a really good start for Splyce. They have really faltered. It's been 5-1 rounds after the first 2 rounds.
But, you know, Team Sween, most importantly, even if they can win all the S&Ds, they still got to take one of the respawns.
Exactly.
Either the one map 3 or map 4. And it's looking like we may go the distance to both of those maps to win if Team Sween can close out this round. But Jerd, first blood on Petey. That's going to be his 2nd of the series. Team Sween with bomb in hand. They're going to back up a little bit. Number 6 is Bance. He's on a flank. He's not in a position to do anything just yet, but I think he was spotted by Wee Man. The bomb is slowly starting to back down a little bit. They're going to regroup with Wee Man as well. They may end up backing out of Cove fully.
They're bluffing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're pushing back. They want them to think that they're going back round to here, but Splyce haven't taken the bait quite yet. They've just dropped themselves back.
Mad Cat, he's on the cross. He said, hey, nobody has crossed yet. I don't see anybody back train. So Josh repositions himself a little bit more towards that bomb just to make sure that a plant isn't coming through. Here's the push. Yeah, I like it. You got to make the quick reaction play there. Moose pushes through. He's going to get caught out on the side, but now a pinch. Mad Cat has clear shots on the bomb, but the defensive positioning from Wee Man is going to draw some attention. They're going to have to push out and get aggressive on Mad Cat, but he held a steady sight line with that STG.
And what he did so well there is the fact that he knows that they know Jerd's at the back. So they know Jerd's going to be pushing their focus on Mad Cat because, you know, he's got them in their sights pretty much. And he knows that they have to push him. They need to get rid of Mad Cat in that situation, take mid-map control. They can then control where they want because they know where Jerd is. And really good stuff from Mad Cat. Played the time there, gets 2 kills in a row and makes it a little bit easier for Splyce to try and come back in this one. 5-4 now. It's going to be tough because, you know, we've seen Team Sween looking good. But what I will say, though, Quicker has not picked up any streaks on the 10-4. I'm curious to see if Splyce, anybody's running Mountain. I don't think so.
Nah, but he's got the 2 back-to-back 4 streaks. Was never able to go the distance on the streaks to fully obtain them, but close each time. And now it's Splyce looking to make the offensive play. Team Sween is in power positions. Quicker's going to be pressed up against that bomb, trying to see if anybody's going to try to sneak. Oh, you got to see his leg through that crack right there. I don't think Jerd knows that. That's a little
oh, he spotted him now. Oh, get out there, Jerd. It takes a couple of bullets in this. Gonna have to sit back quicker then. Follows up with a grenade. What a performance from him in this search and destroy. If he can find a second kill here, it would be massive. Josh does take him down 3v3, 3v2 now as PD takes down Bance, and it's been a fast and frantic round in the past 10 seconds. Splyce need to find the next kill.
He had an angle, but the pressure was going to come in from the side. Yeah, Moose, he has a good sight line. You know, this is the pressure situation for Splyce, but they found an opening. By taking out PD, they opened the door towards the A bomb site, so the quick rotation, the quick plays, they should get this one down uncontested. It's recognized by Team Sween as well. Moose to spring into action. Will he get a good sight line to pinch? But no awareness. Mad Cat cleans up Wee Man, and now can Moose prevent Splyce from joining them at match point.
He just moves away at the wrong time there, and it's going to be very difficult for Moose to win this one now. Josh is going to take him down, and I love the situational plays from Splyce there. You know, they didn't even hesitate. As soon as they get that kill into PT, they are gone. Directly towards the bomb site.
Yeah, and that was just a smart move. And,
yeah, really smart.
And, you know, you got to feel bad for Team Sween. That was a man advantage for them.
Oh, it looked like they had it locked.
Yeah, because I was like, you know, Splyce, they were just trapped in a corner, but nobody from Team Sween wanted to make the extra, like they had to make the play, right? Those players were both peppered up and they were weak, and it was a lot of baiting and switching, but still one player has to commit to the switch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just a back and forth, bait.
You're right.
One has to kind of go in and challenge those kills. And actually, it may have been Petey, and he just got picked off.
They were a little bit overly cautious, weren't they? It's one of them things where just push and finish this now. Because if they'd done that and they had all collapsed in together, then it's such a problem. But Petey was causing so many problems from mid-map. I don't know why the other two guys aren't pushing forward themselves. Petey was doing the right thing. He was in and out, putting bullets down. But as soon as he gets taken down, Splyce made the great play and get away from that bomb site.
4v4 bomb down. 40 seconds left in the round. We'll see. Team Sween.
They're going to slip the net.
Uh-oh.
Isn't going to manage to get by, but do they know somebody else is here? This is such a big gunfight towards the back
alive.
here. Wee Man does get one towards the bomb site. Now Splyce need to rotate. Do they know how many people are around the back? It's so crucial that Josh stays alive. It's so crucial. He goes down. PD does get one. And all the kills come in. It's fantastic from Team Sween. They eventually retake. 6-5 in map number 2.
Folks, the series is tied up 1-1. Team Sween clutches up in a pressure position and work together to secure that victory in round 11. The series is a close one now, and that's the confidence in which Team Sween needed against the Splyce roster, especially the way that map number 1 went in favor of Splyce.
Yeah, and they really did. I think, you know, as you said, after that map number 1, if they lose the S&D as well, their Team Sween, things are looking very, very difficult. But great stuff from them. They eventually do get the win. It was looking comfortable at a point, but then, you know, things started to turn around a little bit, but they were very resolute. They held fast, made sure they got the kills where they need to, and a really good retake on the last round.
But folks, as you see, the series is tied 1-1. Team Sween trying to fight back in this one. But don't go anywhere. We're about to go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we got Capture the Flag on Ardent Force. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's CWL Champs, and we're in our second matchup of the day. I'm Blaze, and casting this one with me is the one and only. It's Chris Tunn. And in this matchup, we got Team Sween versus Splyce. How has this series, kind of impressed you so far?
It's sort of lived up to what I expected at this point in terms of map count. I would have always expected Splyce to win the Hardpoint. Probably, if they were going to lose any maps, it was going to be the Search and Destroy, right? So I think it's reasonable to think that this would be the score. And so far, Splyce super impressed me in that Hardpoint, and Team Sween looked pretty good in that S&D, albeit it was a tight one. Now let's see. I think Team Sween need this map. I think we're going to Hardpoints. We'll see what Splyce are going to do again. Team Sween, for me, definitely need to take the CTF. If they can do that, we can potentially see a last map. And we've seen them do it in the S&D before. They can definitely do it again. But it's been a good start in the CTF.
Big kills can't make it happen. Number 2, Wee Man is not in a position quick enough, but he was not able to get there in time anyway. But Bance, he makes the play, picks up the kill. And now he's going to be looking to kind of push through. He saw that this flag was going to be ran towards Ruin, so he was expecting that, all right, somebody may be over here, somebody who may have got in position to kind of guard that flag runner as well. And you see, but 2 more kills keep coming out in favor of Team Sween, and you see that they keep bringing the pressure, Ton.
And that's the thing, Musa, even if he stays alive here, they have to, at some point, track back. I mean, Jared doesn't, because Jared plays at 5 million miles an hour. Jared is playing at 2088 right now. I mean, he just runs straight forward, and now just lets his team try and deal with the cleanup. If they can kill Moose, then this is going to cause a problem. But Moose stays alive for so long there that Jared has to take his time at this point. Quick should be able to return, and does. And what Moose does well there, as I said, he stays alive. So now Jared knows he can't push out towards Cabin until they get rid of him. Because he can't do that, players are able to go through fire cut. They're able to slow him down. It's been good stuff so far from Team Sween. Really well played by Moose. We'll love that sort of play. And it's such an underrated one, staying alive in CTF in a pressure position. It can cause so many problems. Because you think to yourself, we can't just pull this flag and run down the route that we normally would run down because we don't know where the other guy is. Or we do know where he is. We need to get rid of him. You understand where I'm coming from? It's like, it's one of those things where if somebody's in the back of your mind that they're there, then it's always going to cause problems. Moose has nearly done fantastically to kill Jerd here as well. He's going to have support from his teammates, and Jerd should momentarily be shut down.
Also, another thing that's super important is just making sure that you're paying attention to your mini-map at all times. Also, calling up where you're spawning as well. Because that type of intel, even though you may not be able to notice something right off the bat, one of your teammates may be able to notice that, hey, you spawn there, something's wrong. Somebody's maybe in our base, or we need to probably double back. You always, even when you spawn up, you always have to make sure your flag is secured, and sometimes you have to double back. But one thing is, if you're doubling back and your flag's getting pulled, you end up getting out of position of actually making that cutoff angle of trying to pick up that guy mid-mapper. But in this one, Josh, he is going to be pushing towards mid-map. So far in this score, it's still going to be 0-0. No team able to really find an angle. Both teams have gotten touches on the flag so far, but not having the support and the proper route to get that back to base. So it's starting to slow down a little bit. Looking like a S&D towards the middle of this round, number 1 on CTF.
Yeah, it's just going to take a couple of kills, and you see Jerd is very, very advanced on the map here. If we can pick up a second, that would be big, but Petey picks up his second instead. Now the pressure's on for Splyce. Can they defend here? We'd see Team Sween just taking their time on the side. That's all they need to do. They push up, they can make the pressure where they need to, they can try and get the picks. That's where they need to.
Splyce is in full defensive mode too, by the way.
And now Team Sween just need to try and make some picks. If they can do that, can potentially pull. Splyce need to fight their way out.
Wee Man is trying to get back in position to help Petey, because Petey at first was calling out that, hey, I'm getting rushed. And you see the players are stacked up towards his side. He's not able to get that kill, but we'll see if Wee Man can get the cleanup. Can he get the trip? No, he can't, but Quicker comes through. They know where Jerd is. The respawn's up in 2 seconds.
He just needs to stay alive. He needs to stay alive. He does go down. That flag's gone. Now Splyce needs to ult big style. It's really going to come down to whether Petey and Wee Man can hold this down. Petey gets 1.
That's the big kill. But off the side, Josh is now in a power position off the back end of his bunker. Wee Man recognizes it, and he beams him down. He sees Mad Cat, and he's going to get that as well. But the flag went down to a nade kill. Mid-map Jerd pressure. Wee Man with the angles, though, as well. You're going to have to get over to that one soon, and he will get the touch. He's going to get the dive, and Quicker comes through. He connects with the nade, and Team Sween strikes first in this matchup, Ton. And they're also going to slay out the rest of the members of Splyce so they can prevent the counter caps from coming through as well.
Oh! You can't let that happen, Moose. He needs to get that kill, and that could be some pressure here now. As you said, the counter cap was on for Splyce, and Josh has just beamed Moose somehow there. I have no idea how that's happened, but Josh is still alive in the ramp bunker. Needs some support from his teammates. They need to slay out of here. That's the problem. Team Sween really turtling up in their spawn here. Weeman needs to win this gunfight or back off. Juice the ladder.
Crack. I was going to say, he could have possibly got a double with that one, but Quicker was in a power position, folks. 18 seconds left in this round. You take a look at the mini-map, and nobody's in position to possibly touch this flag in time. And actually, number 8 could do it in his bands, but he's going to have to get some entry kills. But that's a defensive stand from Team Sween in the first half of the CTF. And they're going to remain up 1-0 on the board. And granted, they were making the plays from the more difficult side to pull the flag.
Yeah, good half there from Team Sween. They'll take the lead going into the second. Absolutely no problem. And, you know, they just did the right thing. They got the kills mid-map. They pushed up. They waited for the second wave of kills to come in. They picked them off in their spawn. Splyce can't do anything. The overextension looked okay for a second. Jared did slow it down, but it was always looking good for them.
But speaking of slowing it down, I can honestly say that I think that was one of the first times I've seen it throughout this entire season of World War II, of where the round slowed down that much in the middle, around a 3-minute, or actually around a 2.5-minute mark, to where it felt like we were casting an S&D. You know, because both teams were just trying to put themselves in good positions, get the key kills, and they didn't want to rush it and run into any traps.
It's champs, and PD is showing up by the looks of things. Picks up 2. Going to pick up a third as well. See you later, boys. That's going to be another flag, potentially. They're definitely going to get it out. The overextension's going to come in.
That's a big kill.
Weeman
got it.
Kill. That's the second flag. Team Sween 2-0.
Yeah, once he hits the corner, nobody's going to be able to touch this one, folks. And actually, if Splyce is just aimlessly running around, then they could catch him off guard and possibly get another flag pull. But Splyce recognized that, hey, we can't stop that flag run. We just got to chalk it up. And so when you're able to recognize that, you can just focus on cleaning up the kills around your base first, putting yourself in a good map position, exactly what they did. They're past the halfway point of the map currently, and I have Team Sween kind of trapped into their base a little bit. But here's the pressure coming in from Ruins, and Josh, that's exactly what you want to see from him. Can he pick up 3 in a row? He doesn't need to, because Jared is going to end up saving them. And now this is where Splyce get the kills that's needed. So the respawns coming out in favor of Team Sween towards no man's land. But they got the key kills as well, and they're actually about to get the counter pull. A split spawn, number 7 actually spawns by the cabin. That's gonna be his team. That's not gonna be his teammate actually. So yeah, that was a weird one. Mad Cat actually got the spawn of a lifetime if you think about it.
What? Why? Did he spawn?
Yeah,
what, at P1?
Yeah, he spawned over there towards that cabin side. I want to say.
Why?
I don't know. That's why I was like, because that whole side of the map was clear. That whole side of the map was clear. It was 2 of them. And I was like, all right, they're going to get the free cutoff angle to go pull that flag. And somehow he spawned right
there was somebody in Bell, but that should force him back. I don't know.
It was a weird one.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
But that was just super unfortunate there for Team Sween.
I didn't even notice. I was just looking across. I just presumed he was there from the start.
Hey, I'm working on my analytics for Black Ops 4.
You got it, man. You got it.
I've been, hey, we watched a lot of COD this season, son.
A lot of COD.
Go back from our first cast till now.
Oh man.
Oh, it's like growing a beard for the first time.
I still haven't grown a beard yet. I'm 26 years old.
Yo, don't worry. I didn't start growing mine until 25. So really, mine didn't come in full to 25. So all the fellas out home, just know that you got hope. Do not give up. Stick to it.
Moose is about to put this one in for 3-1. Really good stuff by Team Sween. They pull that one out and work its way back, and that's given them a bit more breathing room after we've seen Splyce put that one up. It was looking a bit questionable, but Team Sween still looking pretty good there. Jed loves a beatdown, absolutely loves it. Pushes through mid-map, has the rest of his team with him as well, so Splyce can start to get things rolling pretty quickly.
All right, so you got Weedman looking to get some key shots in. He's playing it defensively, but he's going to get pushed through. And now they're starting to get flooded through spawn, but it is a defensive stand towards the ruined side of the map for Team Sween. And number 4 is Moose is going to opt to make the heads-up play that, hey, you know what? Let me just stay out. Let me not double back too far. Let me just watch the ruins cross. And he had them both lined up. The question is, did he slow them down enough? Josh picked up a kill on Weeman, so this flag should go back to the house. And with under a minute and a half remaining, Splyce needs to get one more flag on the board, and they have plenty of time to do so. Team Sween, the one thing that they need to be cognizant of is to not turtle up. Because, you know, at that point, you're just allowing Splyce to get the map position in and get the confidence and put the pressure towards you. Don't willingly allow the pressure to come on your shoulders.
Another thing they really don't want to do is give Jared streaks. He's pretty close to it. I mean, he was at 600, so yeah, it'll be a kill off. This is important. There's a minute 10 to go. Jared can take his time here.
That was it.
What? Can he get any more? No, he can't, but he does go down. But the thing is, they may have given up a little bit of map pressure here because he was playing so passively.
Yeah.
Splyce can't push forward, get that map pressure where they need to. So now they're going to have to wait on Jared coming off the respawn, get a couple of kills, and reset and do the whole thing again. That's the problem here. They got 50 seconds to do it all.
Quicker was a little bit too aggressive, but if you're on the Team Sween side, you're looking towards your stars. It's going to be Wee Man sitting at +7, and PD, he's going to be even at 20 and 20.
Yeah, PD's been great.
They're going to have to get the kills needed. You know, Moose, you know, he doesn't have a lot of kills, but he is positive. And, you know, when I look at that scoreboard, I just say he's putting himself in good positions. But a quick 2 kills come out in favor of Splyce, and that's going to be a third. That's a big kill on Josh if you can get it. He has to cross. He can't cross that street.
He needs some support. They push forward far too quickly. And now Jade is all left on his own with 15 seconds left to go. What is Splyce doing?
They could not get that flag out. They hesitated a little bit, son.
Jade is already running to cut off the cross in ruins.
Can they get the
And there's
touch?
Moose at the back.
Josh got the kill. He needs to dive on it, but he knows he's weak and he can't do it. And folks, Team Sween takes the lead in this series 2-1.
Questionable. I mean, they've got to know that Moose is still alive. They've only got 3 down. Moose is at the back. He gets 1 kill, and suddenly Jared's nowhere to help his flag carrier because he's already pushed it. I mean, he did the right thing in terms of pushing to get the cross at ruins, but he did it too early. There's still somebody left.
Yeah.
He couldn't slay it out. And the flag's not going to get away in that position. Really good stuff from Team Sween. Really good defensive work.
Whew. And you know what? They've been keeping this one close, especially towards the end. That was a 3-2 victory for them. The map before in the S&D was a round 11 victory for Team Sween after kind of blowing a little bit of a sizable lead that they had in that one. So they're edging out Splyce, but, you know, hey, as long as they're sticking to their guns, at the end of the day, a win is a win. I probably just want to say the one thing that was the most interesting about that CTF was just that one spawn. You know, Team Sween should have definitely had the comfortable lead, but it was just a weird spawn coming out on the side of Splyce where they kind of got gifted and they kind of got blessed on that one. But
it tends to be this map. That's where a couple of those spawn issues have laid throughout the season. Unfortunate one left for the Team Sween, but they do get away with it in the end. They do win the map. But it's a shame that Splyce really couldn't get anything going there. It just seems as if they got themselves in a couple of okay positions. They didn't really do anything with it, but Team Sween only had a couple of potential times to pull flags when they were in good positions, and they actually made the most of it, whereas Splyce didn't really make anything of theirs, and ultimately Sween just played it better in that position. I think that PD had a really good map in the mid map. I think he was causing a lot of problems.
He got a lot of key multi-kills in that one, and but for here, Splyce, they just couldn't get it done. Team Sween has been a more consistent one, but the hard point could be these last 2 maps are going to be good for Splyce. You know, we saw how dominant they were in the hard point, but we'll see if Team Sween actually have the confidence now, since they have the lead in this series, to just, you know, go to Gibraltar and execute. But if Splyce is able to clutch up, then USS Texas is going to be a fun one.
I think Splyce should be able to win this map. I'd be surprised that if they didn't. I mean, this is going to be one of those maps where we see Josh in that AR role, if that's what they're choosing to do. And it'll be interesting to see what he does in Gibraltar, because it does depend a lot on spawns and that sort of thing, and it's about your rotations and locking it down, so he's got an important job to do. However, if we go to Texas Search and Destroy, I feel as if throughout the season it's been one of Splyce's better maps, I should say, because in terms of their S&D record, which isn't fantastic, but it's been one of their more stronger ones. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do in that one, because Jade can be quite prevalent with that sniper. We know how much damage she can cause.
That's what I was thinking in my head too as well, that if Splyce can actually clutch this one up, going to the USS Texas, actually I think Splyce can close that one out comfortably.
It's hard because I think, you know, I said I feel like Team Sween's, I feel like where their strengths lie is where Splyce's weaknesses lie, which is search and destroy. So I think if we look towards it, it could be a really close one. I know Splyce still need to win this hard point. I think they will. Going into the last map, though, I actually don't know, Guy. I really don't. I'm actually leaning towards Team Sween. I really am.
Based off the scoreline, if it's going to be this close, you know,
it could go either.
Team Sween can take it 250 to 245 or something. That's just the type of series that this has been so far, and it's been a treat. You know, the last 2 back-to-back series that we've had, actually been 2 European teams on both sides.
We got a double European match next as well, actually.
Do we?
Yeah, United against Prismatic, which is formerly Le Blues.
So we didn't have our first 6 matches, all European teams.
This is the European stream, not the Bravo stream.
It really is, you know, especially with, you know, having Brycey on the talent lineup as well.
Unfortunately,
I believe, is it going to be you and Brycey next? I think it is.
I hope he doesn't listen.
I think it's going to be you and Brycey next to that lineup. But you take a look at this pool, and as you see, United took down EZG 3-0. And I gave EZG some praise as being the sleeper team in this one, and I still got to give them praise. This is that, you know, I think when it came down to all of the analyst predictions, that United was the clear favorite to come out on the top of this group. But EZG, they still have a lot. They're still in a good position, even though they got a loss. The way, you know, Splyce and Team Sween are going to be better matchups for them compared to a team like E United.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, we all sort of think that United are going to easily top this group. Realistically, I would have obviously expected Splyce to finish second, but they found themselves with their backs to the wall here now, and they need to do the business against Team Sween if they want to hope, because I think if they lose this, they're in big trouble. They're in big, big trouble. It could be very difficult for them to get it out of groups now if they manage to lose. Yeah.
Also, Team Sween is going to have a lot of confidence coming off that, too.
Yeah, a lot of confidence. I mean, then they go in against EZG and like, make sure they win that game, and you're nearly guaranteed to go through outside of Splyce beating E United. It's going to be very, very difficult if Splyce loses this game for them to qualify for the top 16.
If Team Sween wins this one, I think a 3-way tie is definitely a strong possibility towards the bottom end. You know, in my mind, I'm counting E United to sweep the pool, right?
Yeah,
that's
but for a 3-way tie to happen, then Splyce would have to beat E United.
No.
If Team Sween win,
they would have to beat Splyce would have to beat.
Okay. If Sween lose to EZG,
yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah. They had to. Splyce actually have to clutch up in this one to get it done. So you're absolutely right.
Maths.
Quick. Folks, it's map number 4, Hardpoint Gibraltar. Splyce versus Team Sween. We'll see if they can close it out in this one. And now Mad Cat's going to fall first in this matchup. And you're going to see Bands actually pick up a kill with that nade across towards the brick as well. And now just trying to get some of these engagements towards the top bridge. But you take a look at that mini-map, and you're going to see how Team Sween is going to be first to pit center and in a prime position. So, they're going to push across. He's going to try to connect with Mad Cat. Yes, he will. He's going to actually find that engagement. He's going to push down, and he's going to find another one as well.
He's doing very, very well here as PD has managed to stay alive so long, and it's a fantastic start from Team Sweden. So much better. I mean, they've already nearly got half as many points as they did on Valkyrie.
Yeah.
And this is the first hill on Gibraltar. Fantastic stuff from Team Sweden. Yeah, they get the majority of it, but they've also got the spawns. They need to make sure they win those gunfights towards the right-hand side. They have won the majority. Splyce spawn. I look at the split spawn. Team Sweden has spawned out here, so Moose needs to stay alive. He needs to pick up a couple if he can as well. The grenade is going to deter him, and Bance picks him up in the end. Man and PD making the kills, though. The transition over has just about worked out for Team Sweden. They're going to keep a hold.
That's a far spawn, and on a hill like Courtyard, that's going to be very, very detrimental to you and your squad, especially as these players from Splyce start to push across through pit center. Josh is going to get called out and flanked very, very soon. And, they're going to finally find that engagement and kill him. So now you got 2 players towards turret side. But PD tried to get the long-range engagements, but he couldn't ban, so that's a beautiful flank for him.
Oh my
he connects with the headshot on Wee Man as well.
Literally, he's played that so well. Bance has been alive for the past 45 seconds or something. He goes all the way around Rock, make sure he gets towards the back there as well. Picks up 2 as well. His team aren't, in the end, able to benefit too much, as PD is going to pick up the final 15 seconds here.
But Ban's got the spawn for his team, but maybe a little bit too late, because Team Sween will have the spawn off the other end. And now you're going to see Splyce have to cross both these bridges, the bridge in middle and also the bridge towards the left on the Courtyard side. So it's going to be difficult, and PD with a flank, he just puts himself in an annoying position.
He does that great. And what Team Sweden do, they work around that. You can see Sweden, as soon as they see PD spawns up behind them and they are aware that Splyce are in their main back, a lot of them just back off. They let them come, then PD straight behind them to clean up the mess. But then saying that, Splyce have pushed their way through. Not going to happen though. Wee Man does pick up 2 and a great start by Team Sweden. Already picking up more points than they did in Valkyrie, so we're going to have a closer Hardpoint nonetheless. And they have currently about 40-point lead, and they have Castle Road pretty much locked down here. This is looking good for Team Sweden so far.
It really is, because this is a nice big chunk of points for these guys. Between the first hit was kind of traded off slightly, but Courtyard, they got a good amount of time, and now Castle Road, they have a great amount of time as well. And that's going to be both teams trading off a double kill. But this is where you got to get in a position for this turret hill, right? And it looks like Team Sween, they got a good early rotation. Mad Cat trying to win his long-range engagement, but you look at it, there's going to already be a lot of players set up in this hill, and here comes the break. Will it work out for him? No, not yet. They're looking for quicker through the smoke, but can't find them. Josh desperately trying to get some hit markers.
I was taking my attention away from this current hill, actually, because we've seen that Jed picked up the scrap back over towards Castle Road. Moose waited for him because he knows he's picked up 3, he picked up the point, so that's why he's at least 400 points. Moose waits on him, cleans up that kill, making sure Jed is nowhere near streaks. I like that heads-up play from Moose. At the same time, his team are well and truly in the lead. They have locked down all 3 hard points at the last rotation. Fantastic step from them. This is the first time we've seen even any sort of break from Splyce in the past 3 hills.
Yeah, that really is, especially with like a decent amount of time on. They can get 20 points uncontested off of this one. Josh wins the key gunfight as well, so they pick up the rest of the scrap time. But as you see, Team Sween more worried about getting in positions for pit center. Splyce is going to be on a more favorable side of the map based off that courtyard spot, based off that courtyard hill coming up next after pit center. But based off rotations and on a map like this, you know, yeah, it kind of gives you somewhat of an advantage, but if your opponent is great at rotating, they can easily break that setup.
We need to see Splyce keep a hold of this side of the map. They really do need to pick up some significant points here. They're about to be 100 points behind if they don't break into pit center sometime soon. Mad Cat nearly picks up second. Quick Iron Wee Man, though, doing the business, and Jed is going to be...
Oh, no.
I have no idea how he wins that gunfight. Absolutely not a clue. Either way, it is going to be Team Sween keeping a hold of pit center, but crucially for Splyce, they do have that side of the spawn that they need to move on to courtyard, but they need to start picking up points. That's the thing. Yes, okay, it's all very well having the spawn. They do eventually get 4 men down, but they weren't picking up points here at pit center. They need to at least pick up something.
You know, Splyce is about to almost be down by 100 points in this one, folks, and that's just something that they can't have now. You know, these guys are veterans. They've been in positions like this plenty of times before. They probably won them as well. So they're going to have to...
That's far too easy. How can PD just slip through the net like that? They do clean him up. But it's too easy. It pushes through gold, and there's only Josh watching it. They're too spread across for me there on that first initial hardpoint. They do hold it down, but some sloppy plays from Splyce here. They could be much further ahead, I think. You know, well, closer, I should say, because they're quite far behind, but a good hold there in the end. And there's 35 seconds left to courtyard to play for.
Yeah, you know, if you are on the side of Team Sween, at least send 3 people to hold off on the hill, and you're going to have one person get aggressive if you want, because as soon as he dies, he's going to spawn with the rest of the team anyway, you know, back over there towards Castle Road. So, yep, so all the entire units together of Team Sween and Splyce were able to cut this deficit down by a bit, and they should get to the 100-point marker as well. So they'll be only down by 46 points, but we'll see if Team Sween's early rotation is going to pay off for them, but quicker falls. Number 2 is going to have a little pinch. That's going to be PD. He does find a kill, too, as well. But he's going to fall.
Better. It's so much better from Splyce. They've really started to heat up since the second rotation.
Oh.
Quick is going to pick up 2, though. That is the most bizarre 2-piece I've seen all year. Josh picks up 2 of his own, though, so pushing forward. They're putting the pressure on where they need to. And Splyce just seem a lot more in close contention. It just seems as if they weren't winning the initial gunfights that they were looking to try and pick up. And right now, they are starting to win them. Now, they are putting the pressure on Castle Road here, but there's still 60 behind. They've allowed Team Sween to get a hellish lead. Jed does pick up Moose, but only after he takes down Banson. Team Sween... The thing is here, they're not picking up a fantastic amount of times themselves, but they're keeping Splyce off it, which is crucial as well.
Yeah, and you know, Mad Cat, he's gonna fall down the top of the hill there. But I was gonna say PD, man. You know, he was plus 10s, plus 9 now. He's just been firing off, and Splyce, they're gonna have to just shut him down and get a good grasp on him and his positioning as well. But Splyce, they're edging away at this lead. You know. They know that they're in this game still. They're trying to make these adjustments on the fly. And Bands, you need him to have another phenomenal game. He got off to a nice hot start in this one. Kind of fell off a little bit, but we'll see if he can put his foot back on the gas because Splyce needs it.
Cat staying alive here. He's going to get the pick towards top stairs, which is a crucial area for the pick. But look, everybody just running through the front door here for Team Sween, and they're going to run into the barrels. of Splyce here, aiming down their gun sights, waiting for them to come, and then it's only Moose left alive in and around the tunnel towards Caven. Really good hold so far from Splyce. What can they get? Very, very close here. They're going to be within 20 if they can hold this down the rest of the time.
Crazy, though.
Here comes the smoke, and Bant snaps to his right-hand side. Quicker.
Oh, man.
Goes
Splyce.
down. A lot of points for Splyce here.
They don't want to fall, ton. They're staying in it. Team Sween just looking to get a good hold. Pull away with this.
Oh, that would have been massive if Jerk could have won that one as well, because he would have been able to push forward and try and get the spawns for Splyce for Courtyard when we get to it. But Pit Center now, it's a lot closer game than it was.
This is our third rotation. Yeah, this is our third rotation on the hills, folks. And before Team Sween, they got a good holds on this hill as well. But I will say on the second half, Splyce, they control Courtyard the most, but you see the kills going in favor of Team Sween, but the hill time is not. They at least need to get a player in there, and they will get to that 200 marker, get a little bit more confidence, quicker in a little cheeky angle, but still the kills coming out in favor of Team Sween. They know exactly where Splyce is spawning up, and they're working together. They have all the angles, ton. I like this stance.
I like it as well, and we can see that Splyce are trying to push down this bridge side. They really want to try and get the spawns for the next side, but the thing is, when they're concentrating on doing that, they're not concentrating on getting points in Pit Center. Jed eventually picks up 2. All we've seen is a purple kill feed for the past minute or so. And Team Sween have got themselves a pretty good lead, and all Splyce are going to get for all their efforts to try and switch the spawns. It's nearly a 3-piece from PD, but they only pick up about 15 points at Pit Center. We move over to Courtyard. Team Sween can win it here.
All right, on board with Wee Man. He's looking for a cross, but here comes the Splyce push. They are able to get quicker, and they find a quick 4. So Splyce, they do break through. They get the spawns as well. This hill will bring them back in. And if they can get all this time, they will be down by 2. It'll be 212 to 214. Now Splyce, they had a phenomenal hold on this before. We'll see if they can get a few key kills. But Wee Man takes out Jerd. Josh finds one. The pre-fire is there. He gets the call out that the push is coming through middle, but the nades are there as well, ton. Splyce still gathering all of this time. Team Sween can't push through just yet. This is going to be a big kill.
Yeah, they can't afford to give any of the scrap to Team Sween there, and they don't. It's such a frustrating one to watch. So because
back in.
We see Team Sween just hold it completely perfectly on that side. They hold down Pit Center, great. 4 Courtyard spawns. Splyce just 4-man straight away.
I just want to say, I called that if the series goes the way it's been, we're going to have like a 250 to 240, 45 matchup.
Very well could. We very well could. And it's important to note that Quick has a streak as well. He still does have that glide bomb available, which could be very, very crucial. Splyce need to take their time here. I know it's very close to Team Sween to winning,
yeah,
but they've only got a couple of bites of it. They've only got a couple of bites of the cherry here to try and get in. Wee Man and PD are making the kills, though. Splyce need to break now. They need to break fast as well. Jordan Josh, you make 2. Quicker needs to stay alive.
Oh, no. That's a good little rotation. He's trying to be annoying. Knows he has a good lead. He has teammates' help, but he doesn't want to be a little bit too overzealous, so you got to respect him for that one.
10 seconds away. 10 seconds away. Splyce need to make this break happen. PD makes the kill on the Madcap. Bants around the back. Is he going to be able to do anything here? He has to make some magic happen.
What a
3 kills. Bants gets 3 on the rotation. Team Sween are only 3 away, but look at the rotation towards turret. Team Sween are all over it.
Number 7 has an important role in this one is Josh. He needs to get these entry kills. He's looking for anything. He hears the player. He gets one. The nade over the top. Is it enough? It doesn't matter, and they close it out. Team Sween